What's going on, guys? Jose Otero here for IGN. I'm joined by Per Schneider. Yesterday there was a Nintendo Direct and we saw a lot of stuff, right? Yoshi's Woolly World is getting Amiibo.
The Mario Kart DLC.
Smash Brothers is getting DLC.
Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem.
Okay, Fire Emblem 3DS is now a 2016 game.
Yoshi Amiibos that are made from yarn.
Ah, that was really cool. Splatoon is getting Amiibo.
A whole bunch of indie games.
Oh, that's right. There was a whole bunch of indie games. Amiibo Tap Greatest Hits lets you play 3-minute demos of retro games.
How long are we going to go? Because Street Pass games.
Okay, there were Street Pass games too.
I mean,
it's a lot to talk about.
There was a ton of stuff in that Direct, and nothing kind of like no earth-shattering huge announcement of anything, but just a lot of stuff adding up. I felt like, and some really positive things, some really baffling things.
So let's start with all in on Amiibo. Right now, Nintendo announced 3 new sets of wave 4, 5, 6 of Smash Brothers Amiibo. Splatoon's getting Amiibo. Yoshi's Woolly World's getting Amiibo, and the first card-based Amiibo game exists in Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
Yeah.
So
lots
how
of
do
stuff
we feel about that?
So first of all, Animal Crossing, I didn't expect them to have a kind of a small Animal Crossing game. This feels like a small spin-off. I thought they were getting ready to roll out a Wii U version and maybe have that as a bigger game this year, and that may still happen. But it's basically centered around designing your house and using Amiibo cards, so cards that you scan with your Wii U gamepad, or the hockey puck for the old 3DS or the
which got so much bigger. Did you notice that?
Big hockey puck.
Huge.
Yeah.
You're not misplacing that thing.
But like the entire game is about designing your home and kind of taking requests from villagers to make your home as cool as it could be. So people who love the whole feng shui, home design aspects of Animal Crossing will dig it, but it does feel like a small portion of that universe to me.
Yeah, and in Yoshi's Woolly World, you're using those Amiibo to unlock what looks like the double cherry power-up from Mario 3D World, where you're controlling 2.
Yeah, you get an additional Woolly Yoshi on screen.
Because it is a co-op game. It is designed for up to 2 players. So far, I think is all they've shown. And you're able to toss that other Yoshi to another spot and then work together to grab all the collectibles and do things like that. By the way, that game looks amazing. The Amiibo themselves look fantastic.
Yeah, they look like little
made of yarn, little plush toys.
Little plush toys. They don't even have a stand like the traditional Amiibo. You can scan them by just putting them down. That was cool. Love that we're getting Splatoon Amiibos. Very cool. You get a triple pack with one of the squids in it.
Yeah, the bummer though, more exclusive, retailer exclusive Amiibo, which
that was the bummer. Yeah, and the way they announced it, I felt like they should have almost been a little bit more apologetic, or at least give us confidence that there would be more supply on shelves, because now I'm sitting here already worried that, Toys R Us, Amiibo, I'm gonna have to buy from eBay. Or,
we're missing pre-orders right now.
Right now.
That's the thing. Okay, so then we're switching forward to, they are also supporting, continued support for their 2 biggest games of last year, which was Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers Wii U/3DS, right? We saw Mewtwo, we saw Lucas is coming in June. We saw costumes, which was a little lame. I didn't expect Mii Fighter costumes, just because I don't know that many folks who play as Mii Fighter. It was a surprise for us.
It's cool. I mean, to me, it's an experiment. Cool. It's an experiment that they're playing around with, with small transactions where you buy costumes. Yeah. You're probably not going to buy every costume ever for your Mii Fighter,
and
right?
It is
but
a choice.
Maybe if you're a huge Zelda fan, you're going to buy the Link outfit just to test it out.
The Majora's Mask outfit was really cool.
Yeah. And then there was also Call to Arms to submit ideas for future characters in Smash Brothers.
You can pick the next Smash Brothers fighter. So we can at home.
I thought that was really cool. Shows that they're committed to the platform. Wii U is going to live and is going to get new content. And the Mario Kart Animal Crossing track looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
It looks so good.
And if you played the November DLC for Mario Kart, you already know that whenever they're sort of approaching these sort of courses that are from other franchises, they do such a good job of capturing elements from them. Like in Hyrule, they had the puzzle that you solve, and then it opens up the center
rupees instead of coins.
Rupees instead of coins.
And this is no different. It has the balloons from Animal Crossing suspending the question mark
every
blocks.
time you race it. I thought that was really rad.
Yeah, and then you really see the care that goes into creating these tracks. They don't just slide in a track that's like any other. They're very unique in the way they function. I mean, having different texture styles for winter, fall, spring, and summer.
Exactly.
That's great.
That's a lot of work too.
That's
no small feat. So then also 200cc, which I thought was the April Fool's portion of our program. Yeah, because the tumbler starts spinning and you're sitting there going, what could this possibly land on? And then they say 200cc, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's doable. But I didn't believe it at first. Regardless, looks really, really rad. But then follow that up stuff with Nintendo 64 and Nintendo DS games are now part of Wii U Virtual Console.
Yep.
So one more step towards of Wii U becoming the Nintendo box, where you can buy games from the NES era, SNES era, now N64 era, next DS era, GBA is already on there. I'm surprised Virtual Boy isn't on there. Like there's every single aspect of their culture.
The missing piece is still kind of like the cross-platform approach. Now that Club Nintendo is dead, what will be the next kind of Nintendo identity? Is it going to pull together games from multiple platforms in a meaningful way? We're seeing that now with the costume purchases for Smash Brothers. There's a discount to get it on 3DS when you have it on Wii U, but it's not quite there. For me, the biggest thing were the 2 Fire Emblem trailers, of course.
So and I was going to get into that because there was a bunch of announcements that felt very Japanese in sort of their identity. So you saw, first of all, Fatal Frame's coming to the West, the Fatal Frame Wii U game. Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem was finally shown. I think this game was announced like 2 years ago.
And it's not what anybody expected.
At all.
It's neither Shin Megami Tensei nor Fire Emblem.
That's
it is complete crazy town.
Okay, and then Fire Emblem 3DS, which is now, as we said at the start of the program, a 2016 game, but it has a really cool approach to how you experience that campaign. And we have a deeper video talking about that because there's a lot of controversy right now over how they're rolling that game out in Japan, and is that going to apply here? So make sure that you check that out.
In Japan, you have to pay for the other quests, right? It's a 2-quest game where you make a choice in Chapter 6, and in Japan, you make that choice, but you got to pay if you want to play it again and make the other choice. So we don't know yet how that's going to work in the US.
So then Mario Maker coming in September, which is a cool thing, just in time for Mario's 30th anniversary. So that's also, it looks like that's the marketing push they're going to put behind this thing. Also teasing there may be other ways they're celebrating Mario's 30th, which, I mean, it's a milestone. It feels like it shows up every 5 years, but it's still like, hey, this is a big part of video games identity. And Super Mario Bros. Especially is that landmark game that was such a big part of what brought video games back to, you know, at least as something people wanted to buy.
So really, I mean, really loaded, a really loaded Direct. I mean, a lot of announcement, reconfirmation that the Wii U is going to get supplied with DLC and Amiibo content in the future. The thing, you know, I was half expecting a little bit more of a bigger whammy because they had just delayed Zelda into the next year to kind of announce a project that's a little closer to
And you're not getting that whammy in an April Direct. You're going to get that at E3.
That will be
that's where that's going to show up.
Yeah, and so, you know, I walked away just kind of impressed with the volume of content that they've coming. Kind of like the small playful things, like there's a fishing game for Street Pass
games, or the VIP room.
That was really cool. So
yeah, absolutely. The bigger question hanging in the air up until E3 at least, where we'll probably hear more about this, is from Splatoon to Mario Maker, is there anything else coming out in that span, and what is it? Right now we don't know. So hopefully they're able to shed some light on it. But overall, in my mind, a good Direct, not a great Direct, because there still wasn't, like you said at the start, sort of that big standout, like, whoa, this is something no one saw coming. But regardless,
but totally unpredictable.
Yeah,
I like
unpredictable and good in the best sense of that word, as far as I can say it.
For sure.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. A quick recap of the Nintendo Direct. What did you think of the Direct? Let us know in the comments. And for more Nintendo coverage, make sure you keep it right here at IGN.